Covid-19, don't shake my hand, tap my feet, keep yourself safe, and don't touch your face.
Hello everybody, this is Marcus
and Lisa,
and we are starting our first episode of the Collective Sessions, the podcast. Lisa's new to all this podcast stuff.
Marcus is a pro, I guess. I'm figuring it out. It's a little weird, but we're getting through it. I'm sure everybody's super sad. I know we are, that our fest would have been this weekend, and now we're going to be festing with each other as we eat and hoping that everyone is doing well and listening to your music instead. But it's really cool that everybody's doing live sessions now, because now we're actually getting to see people perform and play.
We've seen a couple people do it. Our favorite one so far, I watched it all in full, was Half Measure. I think they're in Kenny's garage. And they did that. They had a lot of cool little moments, and then they did a couple cool songs. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember I was doing laundry and you're distracted the whole
the
time.
The whole thing I was watching. I watched the whole entire session. It was pretty cool.
20 dolphins? Was it 20 dolphins? And
20 dolphins.
And they're gonna record.
No, they like one dolphin, and I clicked it, and it was just me, and then Tim jumped in like forever. He's like, I'm back, and he clicked. He did a dolphin to catch up, so that was pretty cool. Let's see. Yeah, we've seen a lot of people do a bunch of live streams, and everyone's been doing like live concerts, or I guess it's the same thing, live streams. But yeah, like Lisa said, it's a super fucking bummer. It was literally this weekend. Tomorrow, technically it's the 27th. Tomorrow would have been day one.
No.
Well, because today we're in Friday. Like, this episode is Friday. People are listening to it now.
Oh, you're getting technical.
Which is Friday.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
And that would have been our first day. Would have been tomorrow. And who was on that one again? We had Dive at Dawn, Tiny Stills, Revelry, Yearbooks,
Pushing Veronica,
and Every Other Year.
Yeah, I was excited to see Pushing Veronica because we didn't get them the first time. And because they went on tour, and so we're gonna get them now. And again, they were snatched out of my hands. And then, of course, I'm excited for everybody because I love everybody, but I super fangirl over Revelry because I love, like, literally every song they've ever made, and I scream it like in the car or in the shower, just like Marcus does to every freaking artist that we have usually. But I was really excited for everybody to meet each other who hasn't met before, and then just have a really good time since we haven't been there since the November 30th show.
Yeah, at FTG. I was all ready for Tiny Stills. I've been listening to Tiny Stills for like a really long time.
We saw all your music videos, by the way.
Yeah, I think the favorite one, besides their newest song, their most recent song, Everything is Great, is the La. Yeah.
Oh, that one's good.
That's a really good video.
Wait, that's not the one with the Muppet.
No, that's the video with the balloon, like the balloon garden background and everything.
Oh,
the blue and
that.
white. Yeah, that's one of my favorite ones.
Day 2 was gonna be good too.
Yeah, day 2 had Foxtail, Sad Park, which was like a big deal. Sad Park.
Man, I've been wanting to get them for so long and never lined up. It finally did, and of course the apocalypse happens.
Dude,
and I'm like, what the heck? Foxtail was super
many.
exciting. Beach Freaks, they had like such great energy. And then of course Saturday, we always love to see them. And then Awake, I like the vibe. It's sad. But I'm glad that everybody's gonna hopefully hang in there, and then when we can eventually come back, that would be a fun thing to do, is get it all set up again.
Yeah, that day is that day is still postponed. I'm like getting
You're disgusting.
I'm getting like super gassy off this Stater Brothers water.
Don't blame Staters for this.
No, we don't know when. We're keeping it postponed. A lot of people have been canceling, but I think for a fest that was as big as it was anticipated to be, not even really speaking cocky, I think it was just the way it was lined up, because we had a lot of people reach out that were going to hop on and have some type of involvement to an extent. Like, there was a couple photographers, one vlogger, and like a bunch of other people who caught wind of it, wanted to like be a part of it, like I said, in some shape, way, or form. And then it was a real huge ass bummer to tell all of them what had happened, because I think right when this was going on, it was really weird. Like, first off, I showed you that that post. And I don't know if anyone was aware of it or not. Like, in all honesty, like when Kobe Bryant died, rest his soul with him and his daughter. But there's this news article, and in big bold letters was, you know, like Kobe Bryant, whatnot, whatever. On the far left in very tiny like font was the coronavirus hitting China in January. That was, I think it was mid-January, close to late January.
Whenever Kobe had passed, I don't know.
Yeah, like right when Kobe had passed, like they were talking about it, and no one paid attention. Like, someone made a meme about it, and they were saying, like, man, like, while this shit was going, like, while Kobe's death was going on, we were, like, it was right in front of us. It was right under our noses, and nobody was paying attention.
Well, it's because 2020's been full of hurt already.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we had good... And you know what's dumb, and everybody's saying that, is that this was the year that everybody was getting their shit together, because that's what happened. We were getting our shit together. Everything was going great. The shows were going so good. And then they took Kobe, and then all of a sudden, the world decided to just shut down little by little, and people can't stay home, which I get it. It sucks. I have kids. It's been hard. We've watched so many movies, except right now we're on Insidious, and we had to stop. It got a little scary at night.
I finally jumped on it. I'm not, if you know me, I don't do scary movies at all. And for whatever reason, like, it's just,
I've been telling him these were really good movies.
They are. I always thought Insidious was something different just because the name alone was pretty, like, and it was compelling enough to, like, not want to watch it. And then, like, the way the intro, like, kicks itself in. Excuse me.
It has good jump scares.
Yeah.
It has a good background story.
The plot line, the story, all of it's really good. Like, the first one, granted, there's 4 of them. There's there's chapters 1 through 3, and then there's the key. Something like the
last key.
The last key. Like, the production and the CGI, all of that was very, like, whatever. It was very limited at first. So, like, when you watch the first one, it's whatever. It's good. Like, granted, we watched the first 2 during, well, the first one was during the day, and the second one was
still during the day,
Still during the day, yeah, kind of. And we watched it, like, everything was good, except for, like, when, like, that I don't know what it was. It was just the, it was
for
just
me, it was when the girl got hit by the car. She was like,
"Oh, the third
I'm
one.
on my way." Bam!
Wait, we're skipping chapters. I was talking about the first one.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the third one.
No, the only thing that got me for the first one was how that fucking thing, the boy was running, and that monster or the demon, whatever, was, like, on the wall looking, and I'm like, oh, like, it's creeping out.
That's the first one.
No, that was good special effect, or that was good. The effects of it were really good, because all you see is just clomp, 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 clomp against the wall, and I'm like, okay, that's like fake, like how they made it look, but, like, that looked really, like, if it were to look real, if you were to, like, visually see something like that, which is, like, really fucking mind blowing.
If I see anything like crying on my wall, it's done. I'm done.
Now the second one, okay. If you have not seen this movie, I'm sorry. It's off topic a little bit, but it's kind of on topic because we're all, like, cooped up. This is giving us all something to do and listen to. The ending of that first one, the dad finds his son in the further, like the other world's the further, they call it, and they run back. And so the dad gets tired, and he's like, oh, go on ahead. And so the son makes it back to the reality, or the real world, and then, like, he sees, like, this ghost that's been, like, haunting him that they, like, revealed at the very end of the movie, like, towards the end of the movie.
Since he was a kid.
Yeah, since he was a kid. And then, like, he confronts it, and he's like, go away! And, like, the ghost disappears, and then the dad comes back.
But it wasn't the dad.
It wasn't the dad. It was the ghost that came back. And it was so trippy because, like, Elise,
She's a psychic.
She's a psychic. Like, she saw it.
Helping him through this.
Took a picture, and what was already crazy, he was like, you know I don't like that. Why would you do that? After getting his photo taken, and then, like, you could see, like, his fingernails are all grimy, and then he kills her at the end. And then you see the second one. So I never saw any of them. So when they we found out that there was like a whole like 4-movie trilogy of it, we immediately dove into the second one, and I was like, fingers crossed. I'm like, okay, please let it like be a continuation, and it was. But the fucked up thing was about it is like, I think there was like maybe a day or two apart.
Yeah, it
from the
went
first and
straight
second.
into like the death and then investigating the death and then more haunting shit going on at the grandma's house.
Oh man.
So then they have to like go and see why this is happening to the dad, and then like how they could stop it, and it's pretty crazy. And then the third one is just like this girl, and it's before that time, and this girl's trying to contact her mom, so she's doing all this, you know, bad juju shit. And so then what ends up happening,
the third one is taking place a few years before
yeah,
1 and 2.
or before the whole Dalton
Yeah,
Lambert situation.
Like right before it.
Yeah, but okay, they went. I'm not. I can't even hold this in. They went fucking ham on this girl.
They
so
fucking fucked
so
her shit
homegirl
up.
gets hit by a car. Pah! Right as like this demon's already like really just going in on her, like in her emotions, and so she gets hit, and she's in a body cast. Her legs are all jacked up, and not even before she's even into her room, this crazy lady down there is like, the person that lives in the person's in your room, the guy that can't breathe, the one that lives in the vents, he's already waiting up there for you. And as soon as she walks through the door, she hears that creak, she looks in her room, and she sees stuff moving, and her legs are broken. And the first thing her dad does is puts her in the room where the guy's at, and she cannot move.
She has leg casts, so she's
And
not
through
going
the whole
anywhere.
movie, poor girl, she gets fucked up just constantly.
But see, she lays down and she hears her little like bell go off, or it rings, whatever, and then she like looks, and then in the back of her you see a figure, and at that moment we stopped and we watched Bad Moms.
It was scary.
I was good.
It
like,
was so scary.
We have to wait and watch like 3 and 4.
And if anybody that
during the
knows
day.
us knows that I'm the brave one, Marcus will let me die. So I had to like really stop that situation, because once he went under the covers, I knew that if I'm scared later, I'm gonna have to be scared by myself, because Marcus is gonna be no help.
It was bad. It was a really shitty situation.
And for those of you who have seen Bad Moms, watch Bad Moms Christmas, because it's just as funny. I like it. It's good.
I think the second one was funnier. Most sequels don't do good, but I think like after seeing the first one,
Everybody needs a friend Carla in their life.
yeah.
Get your tits up. If
She's
someone
good.
doesn't tell you that, then she's not motivating you
No.
enough.
But yeah, that's what we're doing. Like what we watched, we've been watching movies. I ordered GameFly, so I've been playing Legend of Zelda on my Switch, which I haven't beaten yet.
So
I've had
no,
it for a while.
Quarantine
And-
life for Marcus revolves around getting up and then going to the PlayStation. And once the PlayStation has frustrated him enough, or he's completed enough levels, then he goes to Zelda. And then after Zelda's finished, then he goes to that Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing, man, y'all convinced
And
me.
he's making merch 24/7.
I did that. Shh. Shut up. We don't tell them that.
He threatened to make a blanket out of my horrible, hideous face.
It will be done. Friends who have followed me on Switch, on Nintendo Switch. I also bought. No, you know what? Animal Crossing's pretty badass. At first, I got it, and I was like, oh, I don't know. I think I'm gonna regret this purchase. This $60 is really gonna go down the drain. And then I've been playing it a lot more than Zelda, and I've been on a Zelda kick lately. But like, I don't know, it's addicting because you really can do whatever you want. I also got Resident Evil 2, the remake. I bought that game right before we went on quarantine last week. And I know it's almost a week of quarantine, and I beat it. And then I downloaded the remake of the third one. It's supposed to come out in April. Thank you, Tim, for recommending it. I like that. I like the demo a lot. I think I'm gonna like the third remake better.
I wish I was great at video games, because earlier I literally died 27 times. I've gotten bitten in the neck 27 times. I am not good at PlayStation, and like going in one direction and then one fucked up move and you're looking at the ceiling and then you're getting bitten on the floor, and it's hard. It's very hard.
I mean, we're almost kind of like to that point. You know? I know some of
No, we're not.
There's
Don't
some,
you say that.
There's some believers out there.
If we just stay in the house, We'll be fine.
Hey, in all honesty, too, with that, like, what is up with everybody just going like
Out.
batshit crazy, not listening? Like, trust me, like we have had a very like I don't know. I think it's been a pretty smooth transition, and it's weird to say it like that because I think everyone staying at home shouldn't really be a big deal, but I mean it is a big deal because everyone has work and their social life and they do things outside of being just home. But for a situation like this, like
I feel
think
like
it's
what's
pretty
wrong
obvious.
with watching Netflix? What's wrong with playing games? What's wrong with like just
No, 'cause-
taking a chill
yeah.
while the world figures itself out
Lisa
and like
immediately
heals?
did quarantine. She got off from work and she went to quarantine and she had to convince me for a minute, and then I went. Well, let's be all. I'll be really honest. I had like an empty tank of gas. I sat there. I really contemplated. I was like, I'm gonna be late. I'm gonna let this ride itself out. And then right when I got home,
I gave
got
him the quarantine
too.
speech.
And
I can't.
it's real. Like there's a lot going on, and it's very sad to hear all the cases and the people that are currently, going through this. Well, we're all going through it, but I feel like the ones that are being hospitalized and the ones that have passed away are just going through extreme pain through this. It sucks. It's a very hard time.
To me, it's very scary. Like, I don't know everybody's opinion, but I feel like they're on the same boat. Like me, I'm a mom, not so as it is, I'm already paranoid, especially because I have like a son that has immune deficiency. But like, for me, I feel like just stay home. It would have spread a lot. It would have spread a lot less. A lot less people would be in danger. You would be safe. You would know. You would be confident. If you're confident and you know that you just go to the store and you just do your necessities and you come back, you could know that you're not contributing to the bigger problem. And it's so crazy because there's people out there that just don't really give a damn. And it shows because I know I need to know the stats, and every night I check them in my email. And LA alone, yesterday was 799 cases and 7 deaths. Today, it's up to 1,216 cases overnight. Riverside has almost the same amount of deaths, but
we're
half the
based
amount
in
of
Riverside.
cases.
We're also based in Riverside for anyone that doesn't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just when we first heard about it too. We thought to ourselves, okay, we're gonna grocery shop anyway. We'll go and get a couple extra things, just because this whole thing was being blown out of proportion. But we thought better safe than sorry, and like just seeing how like on social media everything was being wiped out, but to actually like see it in itself is just like it's a different feeling. It's a feeling of stupidity, and then just at the same time like a panic scare.
Yeah, for me, it wasn't really stupidity. It was like, I feel like there's like two types of people. There's people that actually like were shopping for what was needed and what was done, and then people were figuring out like maybe I can take advantage of the situation. Like the people that bought stuff so that way they can get more things or resell it, and it was just so crazy because it shouldn't be that hard to get a loaf of bread or some eggs or water or toilet paper. Yeah. Okay, I understood the toilet paper thing where, okay, you never want to not be able to wipe your butt. Like, okay, that's super serious. And you can't take constant showers and it's gross using wipey, and even then those weren't available. I get that. But like, you didn't have to be an ass and take everything so everybody's ass has to suffer.
Yeah, so much.
It is.
But there's something positive that came out of this COVID-19.
What?
Very positive. It's Younger Hunger's take on it.
Oh.
By the way, for as many people out there that I think we're very musically inclined and educated with a lot of the bands that are out there, and sometimes we get introduced or surprised by
and we love getting new ones, so shoot them over.
It's but Younger Hunger, I saw them a while ago last year when we were putting together some bills, and for whatever reason it didn't work out. Not negatively, just like how we were setting things up, but I caught them, and I think it was like a parody or something. Like all of it's been a parody, I think, or I could have swore I read somewhere like they were gonna try and drop a video or a full-length song on it. But they dropped a COVID-19 song, and then washing your hands, and then just the whole like pandemic of like the kids and stuff like that. Like those dudes look like they're super funny, very like down to earth.
That song was so catchy. If I even think about the song, I get it's caught in my head. Like
you
for
guys,
forever.
Yeah, you guys have to.
And I just remember them in the suit. They're like in that suit.
Yeah. That's actually the song that's going to be for the intro and outro of this podcast tonight or today, whenever you're listening to it. We're going to try and do a couple things with our podcast. One we'll start off with is like a artist spotlight, and that's them considering they did a COVID-19 like like parody songs or song, if you will. And I think it just fits the bill. And if you're not aware of them, like that's another thing you should check out too, is that band Younger Hunger. Aside from that, like
this podcast really was there today. We were just talking because we're just trying to figure it out, but we have big plans for it. We want to start like eventually when things are safer, we want to start having bands on here so we could talk to and kind of get everybody to know them, because we know a lot of bands and we love them personally, like as people and their music, and we love to see them grow. And we feel like the more people know about them, then the more people would want to hear them and actually go to their shows, because that's what matters, guys. All these bands can have all these streams on Spotify and all these things and amazing music, but no one's there to see them when they need them.
I think you could, like, for a band, any type of accomplishment that's made is good. It's very great and it's positive and it's the reason why you are doing what you're doing. But I think we can all safely agree that you can have all the streams, all the listens, all the followers in the world, but like I don't think anything beats the feeling of actually having these people come out, like for whatever reason,
to support you, to see you, that want to know you, and
there's so many people that were like, oh man, I was gonna come to your show, I was gonna see that band, but this COVID-19 thing, I'm like, don't be that person. Like I think we've been very straightforward and pretty nice, and if you've been around me from before Lisa's
my existence here in the collective.
Well, I wouldn't say existence. I was gonna say like I was gonna give a more professional point, like involvement or like addition, or I don't know. I'm trying to think of the right word, but a better word. But
I wasn't in the collective, y'all, from the beginning.
The first 6 months, no, but the 6 months after the 6 month mark.
I was in after the next 6 months.
But I think like
whoever's worked with us knows.
Yeah.
I do the booking, so you hear messages from me.
You do partial booking.
Hey, I took over for a while as my baby. You do all of the social media.
I had to take a step back. We took a few steps back. We took off all of February. We had a very strong. Okay, so it was very weird when 2020 started. We didn't know when exactly to come back, and when we took our break off from we had our show of the year in November, and then we had our second annual. Well, for Lisa, it was the first time she got to be a part. No, she was briefly there for the first one, towards the end, when Near Future played, and then she was a full part on for the second annual anniversary. And I think that's super cool. Like that was able to happen. Like it was very on again, off again, but I was happy that the second anniversary of it happened. But we had those two shows, and after that, we were like, okay, we're just off. And a lot of the bands we were working with were off too. I mean, everyone obviously because of Christmas, the holidays, and then it was very uncertain when to come back. But
I knew when I wanted to come back. I don't know about you guys, but like I felt like this year already had Bad Juju on it. I didn't want to come back till March, and I told Marcus, let's not come back till March.
Hey, but
let's
you know what?
Let's take these holidays and let's do it. He was like, no, we need to come back. And me, I had already booked shows into the new year, so we had to follow through.
We came back really, really. I think there's no such thing as being being better than what you've already been doing. I know you want to be better, but like I did not expect January to go down every show that we had in January to go down the way that it did. It was fucking awesome.
It
Like,
was fun. What it is it was fun because the vibe was there.
yeah, we
People
got to,
actually wanted to be there. People weren't
all of
scared on the
January.
wall.
Yeah, and you know what, that was okay. Most people say they have their birthday. It's a birthday day, week or month. That was fucking awesome because January was my birthday month. I turned 28 on the
Old.
8th,
Just kidding.
and then we had our first show on the 4th with Ending Laugh in Suburban Park, and that was super cool. Like the lineup was awesome. We got to see new faces.
I
We'd
finally
see
got to
familiar
have
faces.
Revelry on a bill. 'Cause
Revelry was pretty cool.
the
Like,
first time I tried to have them, there was fucking fires.
well, it was a full authentic like a tour stop show. Like, we had like a little green room in the back. Everyone got to hang out and just chill. It was super awesome. And that, like I said, that night was cool. Aaron got to carpool with us, so that was a lot of fun.
He sat in the middle.
He sat in the middle. He was our child of the night. And then I think 2 weeks later, we got to have our very first, like, and I'm pretty sure, because there have been a lot of shows. The 17th was our first out-of-state shows, right? I don't think we've ever had an out-of-state.
Yeah, it was our
And
first. It was our first show with out of state bands, and it was also our first show at the opening of the Riverside Cafe.
Yeah, because I mean, forgive me if I am totally like spacing it out, but I'm pretty sure it was our first one. The reason why, if I am
It's from
forgetting,
New Jersey and Texas, no?
yeah, New Jersey was 18th and Addison, and Texas was Forever Starts Today.
And they were both so
Holy
good.
fucking hell. Shit, dude. Like, that was super cool. That was so fucking cool. Like, they it was very crucial because their whole tour, just like any other tour I can expect, can have its ups and downs, but like us was like a very last minute thing because we were trying to make sure everything was perfect on top of like work, and just, again, like we only had one show, and that was January 4th, and then this show happened, and like we were very like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. But
Well,
I was
we
like,
had
no, fuck
one
it.
show planned, and Marcus heard that they were on the bill, and so
Well, I already been listening to them like very briefly, like in the very earlier years of the collective. I swear we had a I had a conversation with one of the members from Forever Starts Today. It was about the local scene or whatever on Facebook, and then that was it. It didn't really like go that far, and then they were on the bill, and I'm like, holy shit! Like, even though they wouldn't remember that conversation, if they did, cool. But like, it's cool that brief moment, and now they're gonna be out here.
Well, that's what it was, because we had the 18th plan, and then all of a sudden you're like, well, guess what? We have a back-to-back show. Get it popping.
And if you know, we used to do a lot of those last year, but this one was super cool. Like,
It was fun.
it was a full
'Cause
bill
then on
lineup.
the next day we had Delfino Squared, and that's always so
Both
great.
shows did fucking fantastic. Like, they did really well. It was
That
a
was the
very
first
good
time
pull.
we had Storm Coast,
First time.
Siam Jam.
The Hail Marias, and that was it. Like, everyone else we'd already played with. Like, it was a good night. Like, I had a lot of fun. Like, the first night was very like pop rock, pop punk, like high energy. And then the second night was these really
was
good vibes.
groovy,
Yeah, there you
baby.
go. Groovy jams, if you will. Like, that was, like I said, both nights were really cool. And then
Siam Jam, they the baddest.
yeah, they have shirts too. They have their they're very simple, and that's what's really cool with, for me, is like, I like simple, but at the same time try to be a little extravagant, or like out of your comfort zone when you have creativity. But we had those shows. Excuse me, and
You're just so disgusting
Stater
this
Brothers
day.
water.
It's not
Stater
Stater
Brothers
Brothers.
water, man.
He barely drinks water. He has soda all day.
Now I had water.
And you
man.
drink soda all day, and then you have water, and then you burp, you sicko.
In all fairness, I have 2 red veins, one in each eye, and I'm drinking water now. It makes no sense, but that's how my logic works.
His logic is just so obscene.
Hey, but you know what? Then we had the Saturday house show. It was wild. We've thrown a couple fundraisers. Everything went great, But be that as it may, neighbors suck major ass, and they called cops before 8 o'clock, which has never happened. We've had three.
And we don't
three
throw
ones.
shows at our house.
No,
Okay,
no, never.
Granted, I don't throw shows at my house on a regular. I don't think I'm a venue. I don't think like anything like that. But like,
Little
it's such
little little sub tweet right there. You know
But
what
you
we're
know what
talking
I mean?
about.
Like, it's cool to have bands at your house, you know, every
Yeah,
once in
yeah.
a while. And I have a huge backyard.
And they were all fundraiser purpose.
And
for
Left Without's
purpose.
fundraiser was so much fun, and it was so cool.
We had Left Without. We did our we did a suicide awareness.
Yeah, here.
All of them were great, but this one, like, for some odd reason, like, the world was just wanting it the
It's
other
because
way.
my neighbors knew Saturday was a bunch of badasses, so they're like, we ain't having it.
Hey.
And then yearbooks, Kevin didn't fit in my garage. They were probably like, who's this?
Dude, they got down. They had their old bassist perform with them, and that night was super crazy. Like, it went from being outside to a backyard to literally moving all the furniture out of the house and having the show inside the house.
Because it was literally like, hey, are we throwing the show or not? I was not.
It took like 45 minutes to figure it like
Once
out,
I saw
yes or
Anthony's
no.
face, like, he was like, you don't have to do this. We'll be fine. And then I was like, I'm not going to send everybody home.
No, yeah.
It's hard.
Saturday
They held
Saturday
in so
and
great.
Heart
I
Like
owe you
War
guys so
did a
much.
lot.
It was such a fun show, but I owe you guys like a really good show.
Yeah, we owe you another one. Like, we've already been talking about it. When the sun comes out and
When we're free again.
and the virus is done and everyone can breathe again.
We owe you another one.
We owe you another one. We owe you a big one, and we actually have better spots, things that won't get turned down on us. And it's so stupid because it sounds like a high school party thing, whatever. But we have something in store for you guys, and then I already have another idea. Or no,
Well,
idea,
honestly,
our next
that's why
fundraiser.
we never did house. We never really did house shows.
Yeah, I wouldn't
We
really call
always
them
do
house shows.
venues.
Yeah, well, you know, even then it wasn't really a house show. It was like I said, it was more like just a party. Not a party, just literally it was like a fundraiser or benefit show. That what it was, and even the atmosphere around it was different than you having like a house show, a backyard show, or whatever. You know.
Yeah. We should have partied in the tent.
And then, what was it? We took all of February off. Man, that shook that shook the foundation of everybody, even ourselves, because I think a few times we were like, no, we're doing this. We're taking all of February off.
I did it. I was chilling. I was like, I know everybody's
yeah.
still there, and we still listen to everybody's music. And when we're ready, we'll come back.
Oh yeah, we still shared and everything, and then we came back to DBA for our first time in March 12th. I don't know why I wanted to say the 4th, the 12th, and that was a super fucking cool show. We had it was cool to see Left Without come back because I'd been watching all of their little clips and videos of their new album.
The collab show that we did, that was before?
Yeah, it was the day before the Saturday show.
So that was that. It was in January too?
Oh, it was the
snap.
24th, and then we did Saturdays on the 25th. But our show that we did at DBA was cool. Like I said,
I was excited.
Left
I
Without
hadn't
had a
seen
bunch
Hex.
of songs. Bella Ruby, which is another one of our favorites. Like, she's very special to us now. Brandon, our very own special Brandon, Yo So Bruto, Instagram. Don't know why I did that.
Sounds so creepy.
he played guitar for her, and it was a really cool experience. We hadn't seen him do that in a while, and he was super in his element. He had a lot of good times. Yeah, that night it was a really good show. It was a really packed out show. It was a lot of fun. We had
Sherry
Domingo for a big one. That was huge because I think even it was right again in the early days of the collective. Everyone was talking to me about, you gotta get Cherry Domingo, dude. Cherry, fucking cherry, bro. You gotta get that cherry. And we finally did, and like they're super humble. They're so fucking humble. They're the sweetest little human beings that are super much taller than me.
They are tall. My thing is, hey, you guys, if you hear this, if you even listen to it, Drugs is such a good song, and I need it so I can listen to it all the time. Makeup is really good too, but Drugs. Oh,
there's a lot of songs that
good.
need to be recorded.
Oh, well, we're on
A
this
lot of
case
bands.
of songs. Left Without. I know it's probably not going to happen anytime soon, but I cannot wait until I can hear Bloom all the
Bloom and
fucking
Fireworks,
time.
man.
It's
Bloom
so
and
good.
Fireworks.
Bloom is so good.
We also
good.
we'll see. We had Cherry, Bella.
And Bella, I love Shattered. Well, no, Shattered and Breathless. Like I listen to it
Both of them
all
really
the
good.
time,
Yeah.
all the time.
And Storm Coast, we had them again. And Storm Coast are pretty cool people too. Like that's their place. Like I noticed, like a lot of bands had told us like DBA's like they're the spot. It's the place to be. And literally seeing the community that comes out there, like the Pomona community, I've always known has been very strong. Seeing that though was really cool. Like not to necessarily shit on other communities and areas. Like it just goes to show that some areas really do give a shit about their music, like their local scene.
Hey, I do give a shout out to DBA for that because DBA has a really cool environment and people actually go on there to listen to bands. Like
Yeah,
they know their
DBA.
bands is gonna be in there and they listen.
Like
to
you don't
bands.
just you're not stumbling into a bar. Like like if it doesn't matter what day it is, like you're going to DBA for a reason. Like they have really good beer prices and they have fucking
Those White
good
Claws,
bands.
$5.
Which that's another thing too, guys. If you don't follow them, if you heard, like they are just like most other restaurants or whatever, they're doing like the to-go orders and takeouts.
So
Kind of the same
support
thing,
them.
but yeah, definitely support them. Support all the bartenders, the workers that are there. Like they are just anywhere really. All your small local businesses. Like I saw, a post that was flying around. There were like all these bigger major companies like Target, Walmart, Olive Garden, Stater Brothers. Like those places, they're gonna come back. And I'm not saying to shit on that either because fuck, I shop at all those places, but being now more or less being like a small business ourselves and getting to see what how things are working and operating because of this crisis that we're in, definitely support your small business, support your friends that are in them too, or just a random one, whether it's a small coffee shop, whether it's what we do, or what, or like like bars like DB or anything
in the vet business and the like anything where it involves creating. Like me personally, like all my weddings, baby showers, gender reveals, baptisms, bridal showers, all canceled. And it's like those things are special moments that people won't get back. Along with your guys' shows, those are special moments that you won't get to have. And if you do get to have them, it won't be for a while. Or people that are making things, it's a lot to ship and make and get supplies now when everything is so limited. So just be really supportive of each other.
Yeah, because once this ends, like we've already been talking about it, and I'm pretty sure how everyone else feels. Like everywhere that's been affected, once this thing subsides and we're back on top, I feel like a lot of people are gonna be coming out more. I mean, to get those
I think
those
people are
outdoor
gonna
feeling.
be appreciative.
Yeah, a lot more appreciative and not so taken for granted on a lot of things. Like I feel like a lot more people are gonna come out for shows, coming out to just be more sociable and anything. Like now more than ever is a cool time to just be glued to your device or be glued to the TV or reading a book or whatever, because we're stuck in. We got we have to figure out what to do to not go super insane. But once this is done, like I think this is a perfect time for everybody to get out and legally get out, not doing what everyone's doing and not listening to the government and whatnot, but like to really get out and appreciate life and appreciate all the things that there is to offer, whether it's the music or whether it's going out to a shop or whether you're going to the park, the beach, or anything like that. Like really take it in and enjoy it, because it
is scary to have to know that when you go out, there's a chance that like someone else could infect you, or touching the wrong thing could make you sick.
Yeah.
And you can, possibly hurt someone or be ill yourself. And it's hard to think that, especially because we all have grandparents and we all have, family members with certain illnesses that they wouldn't take well to a virus like this.
Or illnesses of our own. Like it's very important and crucial to be aware of your surroundings and aware of it's all within the same realm, being aware of your surroundings and having the basic common sense and knowledge of what's going on, because if you don't want to take it so seriously enough right now, try and remember, the people that are going through the cases, like all these random ages. At first everyone's saying like it's the elderly, and there was just not that long ago a 34-year-old man that came from Florida at Disneyland or Disney World. He got it and passed. And then it was a 25-year-old. There's an infant, there's children. That this is everybody, You know, and if we just simply stay clean, literally wash our hands, disinfect what we
And
do.
it's that simple. Even me, I felt like it's pretty crazy because it changed so quickly. Because I remember when we were having that show at DBA, we didn't know if it was going to be canceled or not, or if people were even going to go because of the whole coronavirus. It was just barely spiking up where people were losing their minds over the toilet paper.
Yeah.
But I remember talking to Left Without, and I was like, man, I don't know why people just don't read the statistics. I'm like, the statistics, there's not a big death rate. I get it's going to spread, but like wash your hands, this and that. But man, was I wrong. Within a week, 2 weeks, the whole dynamic of everything has changed. And I am genuinely like, I am scared. Statistics or not, the numbers are bumping up. Like, there's just clear like difference in the air in the world that we are right now, and it's fear, and not created by just people but by actual numbers and actions that are happening in different countries and stuff like that. It's way bigger than what I thought it was gonna be at first, but it's at the point where I'm like, wow, when my throat is sore or I wake up in the morning and I don't feel that great, I get worried.
Yeah,
it's that serious.
So to change that, we're gonna close out with a couple of questions you guys sent us in. I think we can knock out like 2, maybe 3 questions. We'll see where we're at. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna give full, complete honesty on these questions. Let's do this. First question is, if you could pick any one of your shows, which one would be your favorite? And I think we can totally rule in well, obviously after. I think I'll give 2 answers: before you and then after you joining, signing on with the collective. But you go first.
I don't know. I don't have a favorite show. I personally I spent a lot of time finding these bands, and when I put together lineups, I enjoyed like every show. To me, whether it was at a good venue, a bad venue, I enjoyed meeting all these new bands. So, and I spent a lot of time, I would listen to the Spotify accounts and play them in the order that they're going to be playing. And they were all exciting to me because they were new. And I ended up liking all these bands, and some of them we even made friends with. And
more than friends, honestly. I think we've befriended we've befriended a lot, to the point where we know everyone's family. Like, I don't think we've ever had a show where we just like greet, like we see everyone and we're like, yo, like, it's family. Even after bands, and that's a big one I try to push on, is like, after you had one show with us, like, hey, like, like literally, the whole hashtag welcome to the family. Like, it's
because we don't book band, like, we don't get anything out of booking anyone.
No, yeah, we absolutely do. I think we get.
No, I mean like incentive, like money, or we're not doing it for a purpose other than we're just wanting enjoyment. We want to see the show. We want to have a good time. We want everybody to like be dancing or really involved or appreciate the music that specific band created, because like, okay, come on. I'm not musically inclined for anything. Like, I can't sing. I can't play guitar. I can't do drums. I can't do any of that stuff. So watching these people be able to, like, show all of their talents individually and together as a group is really cool. But if I really, really had to choose 2 shows or one show, I can't just choose one. It would be 2 shows for me, too. It would be... The first one would be the show that we had at CIA, and it was Koala and Cold Weather Kids.
New Leaf and Dean Decay.
That show was so much fun.
That was pretty cool.
And, like, I love Koala. Like, I love them. I wanted them so much to me before we even got to book them or see them play. That was a huge accomplishment, and Koala's the reason why I started doing lineups. Because
you tried getting them in the 1 year too, didn't you?
Nope. No? I didn't. I couldn't. They were always like really busy.
Yeah, they were.
And then which I could see why they're so good. And to me, they were already celebrities in my mind because their music was so good. Like,
Yeah,
so
the recording
good.
quality,
Everything
about
was
them.
so good. And so I was like, I fangirled before we ever got to book them. And the fact that they said yes to playing on one of the shows was so wild to me. I waited for that day. And when that day came, and they were so cool. Just such sweet guys. And they got down so good. And then Marcus had booked the Cold Weather Kids, and he had played Shaken in the car on the way there. And I'm like, oh, they're pretty good. What the fuck? When they played, they had lights, and they looked like this whole band that should have already been like on
Yeah.
MTV. And like,
They're one of those
hate
bands.
me for it. Hate me for it, but he looked like Machine Gun Kelly up there, like,
Ryan
but like,
Scotty.
yeah, the Scotty. Like, I was like, what the hell?
I call it the Scott stuff. No,
Yeah.
that was pretty cool. Like the whole lineup. I think,
And Adam was all like witty.
yeah, it was one of my favorite lineups. Like they
It was so good.
I'll answer my question after, but like yeah, that's
And
one
then
of my favorite. Like no band is an opener.
And then
band.
Dean has like the jawline. Like I said, he had already came and like rocked Riverside so many times. We already knew he was gonna do good.
He did,
and
yeah.
then Dean was like Marcus's favorite.
Is and always will be.
Yeah, he was like Dean.
When he came in, he did like a 4 or 5 show residency with us. 4, I want to say. Everyone was like, what's the deal? Like, he's different. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's the whole point, to be different, to just to experiment and try new sounds. And I heard him and I'm like, man, I'm fucking sold. Like, he had reached out, he said he had heard one of our bands, he wanted to like work on a bill with them, and we put that together. That was the first time we met Saturday too. We had him out in Worthington's.
Yeah.
And
I remember Alex. The whole night he was out. I don't know what he was out there on the bench outside of Worthington's for,
Yeah.
but he was just so like talkative, but like so like just chill about everything. And he was like, "Yeah, this place is really cool." Yeah.
And then
We'll play again. And little did we know, like, I look at
like
how close we are now.
Yeah. Like Dean, he played, and it's the first time for everyone else. It kind of took a minute. I was sold. We fucking took pictures outside Worthington's. We were fucking feeling each other.
You should post those pictures. I found them on your phone the other day.
Of what,
you guys
me and him?
both look so young.
I
Yeah.
never posted them. That was like pre-beard phase right now. I'm looking like Rick season 5 when they left like the fucking prison, and like the governor destroyed everything. My beard's looking like that right now.
Okay, what's the next question? We like way went off topic.
Oh yeah, hardcore. But to just end that on a good note, Dean had sold out like everyone's heart after his first show, because he was able to bring a full
there was
band.
someone that after he was playing, someone told me that he reminded them of someone. It was damn it, I'll remember. But it was good.
That was one of the shows that we met Jerry. Jerry is someone we will bring up in the next episode that we do, because that's a whole other entity. Jerry, he popped up in a couple early shows, and he also did some amazing sound work for us from our the 17th show and our house show that we had for Saturday. But let's see, because again, it's very, now that you can say the question out loud, someone can ask you the question and you can think you have the right answer, or you know what the answer is for yourself, but then like you think about all the shows you've done. But if I could pick a lineup and show that was really awesome before you,
Why is it gotta be before me?
well, I had a whole 6 months before you, and then we had after. Before you, I want to say, because there wasn't that many shows when we first started.
No.
I'll say it. Literally, it was the very first show we ever had at in Rancho. It was in a tattoo shop. It was the warehouse part of a tattoo shop, and that was super radical because a bunch of us had just got together to throw. It wasn't even like a first like official show, you know, like we had it's hard to think of all the names, like Aaron, Tim, Zach, we had a lot of people there. Man, Joey, Alex, a lot of people came out for that show. It was literally just to put together and just to have fun, because a lot of us hadn't hung out in a very long time, and we had Zach opened. I won't say open. He started the show. He started
I love
all
Zach's
of it.
voice. I love you, dude. DOOD.
Just so you guys know, if Zach sounds exactly like Remo Drive, Art School. Listen to it, you'll know what I'm talking about, and he knows. I say this all the time. Yeah, and then we had Half Measure, and we had Going Under, and that was the coolest show ever. That was the only show we've had Going Under on, and I gotta fix that. And that was a fun night. Like pizza, soda, beer, tattoos, stage, literal stage. It was awesome. There was a lot of people that showed up. It was fun. And now during your existence of the collective, I'll say for 2019, for last year, it was definitely hands down, it was the. I'm gonna be nice about it. I would talk about Halloween, but Halloween's another story. It was the show of the year.
That was my baby.
That show, we didn't name it that. It was literally gonna be like a traditional Why So Sad, and everybody made it show of the year, and it was literally show of the year. It was very unexpected, unpredictable, which was the best part. And I think that was the show that really set it up for us.
We had been struggling so hard to do bars on a Thursday to try and just have the opportunity to work with bands. We finally had like bands that we've been wanting to work with forever on a Saturday at an amazing venue in enough time and thought out really carefully, where that became like the best show we ever had instantly.
Yeah.
Just the vibe alone was so cool.
It was cool. A lot of people. It was a head count of 101 people from start to finish. It was a really good night, and it was a lot of fun. You know, we had a lot of great musicians that night. Everyone really had a good time. Now, for 2020, and I really want to, and no one's gonna expect this answer. The one that I won't say my favorite, but the one that I really enjoyed.
So you're adding in another show from this year?
No. I'm picking. Well, yeah, technically it's 3 shows: before you, during you, but for 2019 and 2020. Very unexpected one. It's straight out of left field, but it was the January 18th with Siam Jam. And the reason why I say that was like the most one I enjoyed for 2020 so far,
that was fun.
Is that it didn't feel like one of like a collective show. It felt like, even though there were bands, it was the general sound that carried the whole night. It felt like you were walking into like a club, because the lights, the way we set it up, and it was the music that was playing too. Everyone was like, that was one of the few shows we've had where everybody inside was active, even outside. Like everyone was dancing, and it wasn't like the traditional like heavy hardcore dancing or just bobbing your head. Like everyone was just kind of like shaking shoulder to shoulder and legitimately dancing. Mm-hmm. And that was a fun night. Like it was a lot of fun. Like Hail Maria's had like had a specific tone, and right after that you go into Storm Coast, which completely surprised. Like we listen to all the bands as much as we can, wherever they have music, whether it's all the way out from like YouTube, Bandcamp, Spotify, or any other streaming
whatever
service.
else you guys have on your link trees.
That was good. Mm-hmm. Like Storm Coast is really, really, really good. And Temples is my favorite song. Like that. And then you lead off that and you jump into like Siam Jam and Delfino Squared. That whole night was just, it was a mood. It was a whole fucking mood, and I enjoyed every second of it, because I was dancing the whole entire time too. I'm like, fuck, man, like I didn't expect that night to be
Delfino
so like
Squared
the sound that it
never
was.
ever disappoints. If they're ever playing, if we're from Riverside and so are they, so we wish we can go to more shows. We just haven't made it happen, but man, they're so good.
Made his way to the city and lights were bright. Fuck, man.
Yeah, they're
such
so
a good band. Those dudes are so fucking cool.
They're really, really good.
Oh man.
So what's the next question?
Was it that was one question where I'm surprised we told ourselves 30 minutes and we're hitting up an hour. Like we're hitting 54 minutes.
Hey, it doesn't surprise me.
It
We
really
talk
doesn't.
so much.
We can talk.
Forever.
So okay, we'll hit one more question, and then we'll call this episode in. Where was it? It's kind of like the first question. I don't know.
I want new questions.
Well, yeah. Okay. Answer this question then.
Everyone always asks the same questions.
What was your, if there is, and then we love all the bands, but I like this question because it kind of lets us be honest, like professionally honest, I'll say. What has been your favorite band to book? Sorry, I made it sound like it was longer, but yeah, what has been your favorite band to book?
Like just a book in general?
Yeah, like if you had that one band,
like based off of performance or what?
Well, the question's kind of vague, but like let's just say to date, like band that we've actually booked and then has played, not future booking, book that didn't work out, book that got rescheduled, like booked and we've had them play. And
we liked how they played? Sorry, I'm asking these questions because I need to know.
Yeah, absolutely. What would be yours from any point in time? And I feel like I know it's one of two answers. I'm gonna wait.
Okay, like this is where it's really difficult for me because I'm not gonna have one.
You gotta pick one.
I don't. I have babies. Like
I got babies too, but I'll pick one.
No, I'm gonna rephrase this.
I'll sit here and pick one.
I'm gonna rephrase this question. If you had to choose top 5 babies, what would it be?
Top 5?
Top 5
Okay, babies. Sorry, person. We're gonna.
And it doesn't mean anything negative towards anybody else. We love everybody. I promise.
Okay, top 5. Ready? Let's do this shit that we've booked already, and we've had the opportunity to see them perform.
Yep.
Okay, under our bills, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we have. For me, it will absolutely, and this is so sad, because we were talking about it for a minute. Okay, I have Delfino Squared. I have Cyan Gem. I have again, we love all of you, but this is like it's just what I've seen. Delfino Squared, Cyan Gem, Cold Weather Kids. It's like a rough one.
Oh, I already I'm waiting for you to just say like a couple.
Man, and I'm trying to remember some of the bands we've had on. Dude, 5's a small, like, picking.
Just pick it. I have...
Fine. Okay, Delfino Squared, Cyan Gem. My third one was Cold Weather Kids. I'm gonna say, oh gosh, their name. High Sierra Club was one for me.
Oh, I love them.
High Sierra Club.
They're the best thing that I ever came upon.
Really, really good. We haven't had enough of them yet. We've only had them twice. And my last one. Man, it's not fair. Dean Decay. Mm-hmm. Like it was a tough one with like Half Measure. See, and it's tough. I think another episode we'll do like a top 10 and we'll write them down. Maybe even a top 15. I don't know, like being real, because like it's hard. But like those are the ones right off the bat that like, when I saw them, I was like, holy shit! Like, like instant. I mean, everyone got me instantly, but like again, it's hard to pick 5. But yeah, what are your 5?
Okay. My 5, and honestly, okay, so my first one is Revelry. I fucking love Revelry. I go hard for Revelry. I can't wait to hear them on the radio. My second one is Koala. Like I said, I fucking love those boys. Carry the Day, for me, I go hard for them. They're
I thought you were gonna say Carry the Day.
Good. I love Left Without.
Left Without.
And then my newest one right now is Sherry Domingo.
Sherry Domingo, yeah.
Oh, like I heard about them. I knew about them. But I mean, seeing them play live was so good. Like, every song, they blew me away just a little bit.
But see, then you have bands like Dead Radio and Hoity Toity.
Hey, Hoity Toity's really good.
Yeah, like it.
I'm not,
A
but
lot of
I'm
bands.
not.
A lot of bands.
And see, I'm not saying that I do not like them or anything. I love them, but I'm just saying those 5. Like, I go out of my way, and I know you do too, to find bands. And when I heard and seen them and got to see them play, like me, like I said, we actually listened to their songs.
See, okay, yeah, if we were to rephrase the question, like top 5 that you've like searched for, because a lot of these bands we've stumbled upon other shows, we've heard them from other bands, but those ones were like ones that I think, yeah, Siam Gem, Brandon mentioned them to me, so I guess you can say it's finding through. Cold Weather Kids was the same. Delfino Squared
I found them.
Yeah. Dean Decay was definitely he reached out, but I still want to keep that in the realm. And then my last one. Wow, my memory's really fucking shady.
What happens when you're 28?
I said...
You burp water and you forget everything.
Belch. Hiccup. I said Delfino Squared, Cyan Gem, Dean Decay, Cold Weather Kids.
You don't remember your top 5?
I had my pick. Wow. That hurts. Like, I'm such
it's also with everything.
It's with horrible age and
no, it's not.
And,
he
and
loses
time.
everything,
Really
and then he
memory.
gets mad. That's when you know he's grumpy. He'll like put his hat down. It'll be down right where we put it. He'll walk away. Where the fuck is my hat?
No, fuck this shit. Delfino Squared, Siam Gem. And now, wow, and more and more time I say it, the more and more I forget.
You're down
I'm
to
so
2.
bad.
Wow.
No, I had Cyan Gem, Delfino Squared, Cold Weather Kids, Dean Decay, and wow. Bullshit. Tell me. Tell me what I said.
I'm not gonna tell you what you said. I don't know. I just know mine. So, and honestly, all of mine I booked. So that's why I'm like, oh, Koala. I feel like they were handed to me by Jesus, because on my business page they happened to follow my business page for my whatever, and I don't even think they knew that they were following me. However that lined up, I was able to like add them from the collective page and eventually shoot my shot and score, and I got them at that CIA show, and I was super excited. And now I'll eventually get them so I can hear Sea Creature again live. But yeah, I think it's your old age, the time, the amount of Stater Brother water you have.
Dude, that's horrible. Like,
this is why I do all the messaging.
No.
Did
I say 5?
Yes. Not
Delfino
only does he
Squared,
have a horrible
Cyan
memory.
Gem.
Let it go. Let it go.
Whatever.
Let it go.
This is our first draw. I had to really figure it all out.
He's also bad at answering messages,
My life
guys.
sucks.
So I always answer the messages.
My personal Instagram.
Oh, while we're on this right now, emails are great too, I guess, but Marcus checks the emails and he takes forever to write back. So if anyone is interested in booking with us or throwing shows, please DM us, because I go through the DMs and I make sure that I answer.
We go through. I'm more on it now than I was before.
He is, but before
before.
Marcus is one of those people where he'll have 12 message bubbles. And the thing, see, I can't do that.
Hey,
there
but don't
can't
say
be
that.
any message bubbles.
That gives them the thought of not to do it because they think they'll never get reached back.
No,
to.
but I'm telling them that I will.
We will.
You do that whole a bunch of bubbles. I don't. I have to.
I do multiple things. If anything, she does help me with that. I do the photography, the videography.
He does all the social media,
the content creation, all the flyers. I make all the flyers. I will not give out my secret though. I feel like a lot of people at this point, they like to keep their little things, that their tricks and whatnot.
He likes to hashtag. I hate hashtagging.
You gotta have hashtags.
I hate hashtags, but I guess they help.
Yeah.
And pictures and all that. But yeah, DM, because then I usually write everything down and then we talk about it together, discuss it, and put it together and make it official.
Yeah.
So
once this crisis is over.
It starts at the DM, but I know nothing's happening right now. But
well, actually, no. There's one quick thing we can say. I mean, we've done our goal of hitting an hour, but like, we on top of this whole podcast, like we're leaking out things a little bit by bit, and we've told a couple people already. We are, if you've been to our house and you've had the pleasure of seeing our shows here, we are in the midst of transforming our garage into a home studio, like an in-home studio thing for recording sessions and stuff. Like basically think of it like the local scene for like of Audio Tree, like a local Audio Tree version. I'm saying it in so many different variations, but yes, I'm recreating. We are recreating Audio Tree in our backyard. It's gonna be pretty cool. Like we have a whole big setup, and we're getting things put together, and so
we have a lot more time now.
Yeah, now these shows have been on an indefinite hiatus. We're gonna be putting that all together in the weeks to come. So once that's locked in, we are going to be having a lot more time to have bands around us, because we need that. Like I feel like we are being super deprived, just like everybody else.
It feels weird because it feels like we're not doing our job, but right now like I keep telling Marcus, there is no jobs. Everything's just kind of on hold, except for the essentials. We love you. You're doing great. All
the essential workers and all the memes that are being made about you. You guys really do matter. Our jobs were essential too, but not essential enough.
I'm sorry, I gave him the quarantine speech. No one's leaving this house unless it's necessary.
Yeah. And with that being said, we did a really good job. I think it was pretty fun, and we're feeling it out, and I think it was a really good one, because if we really wanted to, we could just blow down another hour. But we talked it about over, and what we're going to do is we're going to have 2 episodes a month, and we're going to keep them on Fridays, release these on Fridays to you guys at any point in time for Friday. And I think this is perfect timing for all the essential workers to have something to listen to. Not the best voices you probably want to hear, or voice.
Hey.
My voice is hard to listen to. I had a podcast before, and it did very well. We did 4 seasons. 3 seasons. 3 seasons.
Told you he could talk.
4 seasons. Yes, I think it was fun.
But if you guys have any suggestions, or you feel like there's a topic that you would like us to talk about,
or if you want us to sit down and talk with certain people, certain bands, certain artists, certain individuals like us that do this. Any questions?
Or music referrals.
Because we're going to be doing
song requests, even though we're not playing them, but we can figure out a way to get them on the page and get them out there.
Yes, we'll be doing collective spotlights on these episodes. The intro and outros will be certain bands. This one we picked specifically because they did a COVID-19 edition, like parody edition. Younger Hunger, again, check them out. And all the other bands that we've mentioned, including the one that I somehow forgot, but I'll be able to listen to this podcast later and shoot me down that I forgot so badly.
The bands that he forgot, send him some kind of funky emoji. He deserves it, the old man.
Yeah. Like I said, we'll be doing these twice a month on Fridays, and we'll just go from there. You guys keep listening. We'll keep doing this. If we, as much as we like to do this, we can sit and talk without having all the equipment in front of us, record it. But we enjoy doing this, and as long as you guys do, and give us 5 stars, give us 5-star ratings, even the highest ratings, comment, tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody about us, and we'll keep it up. So thanks for tuning in and listening, and we will catch you in the next episode.
COVID-19 disinfect everything.